The Jehovah's Witnesses appear on Saturdays, pairs of overdressed proselytizers picking their way through weedy front yards, filled with fishing boats and dead cars, children's toys abandoned to the rain. Most of our reserve is lapsed united, former Methodists gone soft, disillusioned like my great-grandfather, an Englishman who landed in Canada to make his fortune. He wanted to return to medical school, had to pause because his older siblings squandered their estate gambling, whoring, and boozing. My great-grandfather found God instead. A charismatic Thomas Crosby converted him in Victoria. My great-grandfather lay preached in Haida Gwaii before he was transferred to the Kitimat mission to save our misguided potlatching souls. My ancestors admired his gift for tongues. He mastered the Haisla language like he'd been born to it. So my family adopted him, gave him an honored place in our clan, married him to his striking, staunchly traditional high-ranking wife. He was 33, she was 15. The moon of her brown face, cascading black hair, and fierce stare command your attention in their photo while his pale, gangly presence remains bemused. His children died of influenza and tuberculosis. The survivors inherited his fear of germs. He ran the supply store, translated and advocated between the Haisla and the government officials, between the mission and the heathens, and his increasingly aggrieved words. Live in dusty manuscripts in the BC archives, hornets and amber, his thoughts stuck in notes, reports, if you care to hunt them down. He dances with salmon. In our wilderness, he went native. The Jehovah's Witnesses who come to our reserve knew my brother, visited even when he lapsed, and now bring my father Awake magazines, which Dad reads aloud to me between Blue Jays games and the Nature of Things episodes. He calls them Mormons, and they don't seem to mind. You can get away with these things when you're 82 and have Parkinson's disease. Sometimes Dad takes out his hearing aids and tells them his interpretation of the latest Awake. Once they came by while Dad was standing on the porch shouting the end to a fishing story as the witnesses backed away, smiling, trapped by their own politeness. At the height of his fervor, my brother decided to convert Gran, testifying, telling her truth at her kitchen table, the glint in her eye when she says she's a damn Christian already. He turned to me, told me what it meant to be a good wife, and I told him I'd rather die than get married. People you date don't expect you to wash their socks. You have demons in you, he said. One of my uncles married a Quaker. They bought an 11-bedroom heritage house in New Westminster that no one else would touch. It used to be a rooming house, and then it was abandoned, and one of the squatters set a room on fire. They fell in love with the bones, with the possibilities. Another uncle built a Pentecostal church in his basement, saying he preferred to believe his own way. We suspect he wanted to keep his kids from moving home between jobs. One summer, Mom fell under the spell of a faith healer who sold her a white leather Bible with gilded illustrations. The whore of Babylon straddled her beast like a motorcycle, and a strappy-sandaled Virgin Mary stepped on a beach ball-sized earth. A crown of stars glowed in her wavy, light brown hair, her blue robe fashionably draped against the twinkling blackness of space. I loved that Bible. Before the whole Christian thing, we had the sacred dances in winter. The cannibal at the north end of the world gave us knowledge, supernatural power in exchange for trials of the flesh. Spirits lived in rocks, animals, and trees, and could be appeased or pissed off, giving plentiful fish or exploding volcanoes. My most famous ancestor was not so much a clairvoyant as an astronomer. The Haisla people laughed at him when he predicted a total solar eclipse at midday on June 15th. But the people screamed and panicked when the sky went dark. He shouted, "Dance! Dance or the sun won't come back!" So they did, and he mocked them for it. Full orbit. He was feared. He killed his enemies without touching them. They foamed, writhed, and suffered. Eventually, he himself was poisoned, died down the beach in a puddle of his own feces. One of his wives got sick of his philandering. I was invited to read at the Word on the Water Writing Festival at Campbell River. A friend who taught at the Vancouver Island University then explained to me, that invited me to do some classes in Nanaimo. Another friend asked if I could do a workshop in Courtenay. I asked my parents if they'd like to tag along for a mini tour. My father loves oysters. We planned to spend his birthday in Fanny Bay and make a pilgrimage to Mac's Oysters. My mother said she'd heard her residential school in Port Alberni was going to be torn down, and she wanted to give it the finger before it was too late. Mom is a third-generation residential school survivor. Her mother and grandmother both went to residential schools. My aunts and uncles attended Port Alberni when Arthur Flint and his crew were at their worst. One of my aunts had her ear drum deliberately punctured when she was awake. I'd grown up hearing their stories, and I didn't know how my mother would react to seeing her schools again. She'd attended St. Michael's in Alert Bay when she was 6, and later, when she was a teen, she went to Port Alberni. Might as well give them both the finger, she said. My friend from Nanaimo had family in Alert Bay, and said we were welcome to stay at her Aunt Glo's house. She met us in Port McNeill and introduced us to her daughter Ems, who was babysitting a nephew. Mom admired Ems' pink plaid rubber boots, and Ems lifted one foot and said she bought them from a local field for $20. We caravaned down the ferry that would take us to Alert Bay. Dad reminisced about his fishing days. His boat, the Hecula, was perpetually cranky and prone to tipping. Some boats are like that, he said. Dad had brought a video camera that still recorded directly to VHS tapes. He didn't like fiddling with mini cassettes or memory cards. The camera was so heavy, so Dad recorded in spurts. I found the video in the basement. Dad loves long, lingering, panoramic shots of scenery. On the ferry, he scanned the horizon while we chatted, and Ems chased her nephew around the deck. Jumps from the ferry to a slow scan of St. Michael's peeling brick front. "What are we doing here?" Ems' nephew says. My mom's going to spit on the school," I say. "Spitting's bad." "Tell us about your school, Win," Dad says to Mom. "It's in really bad shape." "You can spit on this school," Em says. "It was a bad place." "I can spit?" "Go ahead." Dad scans the school. Off camera, nearby, Mom recounts her typical day at St. Mike's. Further away, you can hear Em's nephew enthusiastically spitting on the steps, the railing, and the door. Em laughs, but then stops and says, "No, not my boots!" And he goes back to spitting on the building as Mom names kids she went to school with, who they married, who their kids are, and whether or not they're still alive. I'm sorry. The next day, we stopped at Fields, and I bought Mom a pair of pink plaid rubber boots. Mom perused the shirts, and Dad rolled his eyes. I knew this would turn into a shopping trip, he said. In the summer, I drive Dad to Terrace to the farmer's market for free-range eggs and organic potatoes. We sip coffee and eat cookies, and then he wanders around saying hello to his retired friends. I sit and listen to the musicians. This week, a fiddler who glares at his feet. I catch a gray-haired man staring at me. He has a little girl on his shoulders. She eats pink cotton candy, stopping to suck the congealed sugar off her fingers. "How's your dad?" he says. It takes me a moment to place him, one of the Jehovah's Witnesses who comes to visit on Saturdays. I hadn't recognized him without a suit. "You can ask him yourself," I say. "He's over there." "Say hi to him for me," the man says. He turns and skedaddles towards the parking lot. The little girl lifting the lopsided cotton candy over her head and attempting to stuff it in her mouth. Thank you.